and welcome to the Employee to Entrepreneur podcast. I'm Bill Clanton, and another podcast here, kind of on location, enjoying the beautiful Barnegat Bay. Decided to take a walk today and figured what better spot to record a podcast than right here along the beautiful Barnegat Bay. And we'll take a look. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful day, blue skies, very cloudy. Or not cloudy, I mean, little puffy white clouds is what I mean. Yeah, let's tip it up there a little. Maybe we can see some of those puffy white clouds. Yeah, there they are. Anyway, so on today's podcast, I wanted to talk about something that can be quite crippling, and that is fear. Fear can be very crippling, and it's been top of mind because I've been in a situation where, and that's why I've been a little laxed on getting my podcast out lately, just because I've had pretty much my hands in so many other projects, one of which is I'm launching a new division of my company, WWN Interactive, and pretty much doing something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but never had the resources to do it. Now I started to gain resources, and then some other opportunities kind of fell in my lap to expand my office space. So yes, it's going to increase my rent. It means I have to now maintain 2 offices. It means a lot more stress. Thankfully, they're next door to each other, so it's not like there's a distance between them. But with that, I want to point out the fact that, this is a situation where I don't know 100% if I'm going to succeed. I know I can succeed. I have the tools necessary to succeed. I have the equipment. I have the know-how. I've already been talking to some other freelancers to come and work for me. But as far as a sure thing, it's not a sure thing. We're expanding the company to now include a live studio for hire for live streaming, and specifically focusing on Facebook and YouTube Live and Instagram Live, basically giving people a spot that's a professional studio that they can come into and say, I want to talk about my new product or promote whatever is going on. And we give them the studio space to do it. And then, of course, we archive everything that we're doing and give them an HD copy of it. We have all the cameras, all the tools. A friend of mine dismantled a recording studio nearby, and a lot of his equipment that he had in there I procured at a reasonable price. So, but fear can be so crippling, and that's what I wanted to talk about this time around. Not necessarily tout what I'm doing, but the fact that I'm in a situation where it can be pretty scary to not know how successful. But I think that adrenaline and that fear is kind of what I personally feed off of. If everything's easy peasy, then there's no challenge, and then when there's no challenge, then there's no interest for me. I guess sometimes I live for the challenge, and I hope that the mic is not too windy. I kind of have my back to the wind now in the hopes of blocking the microphone, so I apologize if it's sounding windy. But we can't let fear stop us from succeeding. That's probably one of the most important things. I think back, a lot of famous quotes. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And that is so true, because if we let fear overtake our daily lives, it's going to stop us. It's going to cripple us. It's going to keep us from achieving what our full potential is. And that's something that I don't want to see anyone make that mistake. In my case, I look at the many things that I've accomplished over the years. If I had let fear slow me down, I would not have been able to build a radio station. I would not have been able to launch a company. I wouldn't have been able to leave my job, because fear is what kind of stopped me, or didn't stop me. Lack of fear, is what made it possible for me to do that. Sorry, I got distracted by a motorcycle going by. Pretty much it was the lack of fear that made it so that I had the ambition and the drive to do it. But the thing is, though, I don't want to sound like I'm nothing scares me. No, it's not like that. It's just that when I am faced with fear, I don't let it cripple me. if that makes any sense. Because fear is not a good enough excuse to not do something. I can understand that there's reasons why you might not be able to do something. Maybe it's finances, maybe it's manpower, sometimes it's hours in the day. But fear is not a good enough excuse for not achieving what your full potential is. So I know it's a bit of a ramble, but it's a nice ramble here with a great background here. Great scenery here overlooking the Barnegat Bay. So I thank you for listening, watching, whatever you're doing and however you're connecting with me. I'll get back on the regular podcast track very soon. Plugging away on the book. Look for the book coming out in July, Employee to Entrepreneur, 5 Days That Changed My Life. I know my editor is like on my case because I haven't gotten her the first half of the book to start editing. Typical me, I'm always behind the 8 ball. But yeah, we hope to have it out by July, and I hope that the book will be able to help those of you out there who are looking to make the switch from employee to entrepreneur. And also look for me on Facebook. My company is WWN Interactive. Instagram, it's Bill Clanton Biz. YouTube, look for Bill Clanton Biz. And let's see, Snapchat, I'm Coloring for Life for my coloring books over there. And I don't know what I'm leaving, but make sure you subscribe to this podcast, iTunes, Google Play, and look for me on Spreaker. And we'll talk again soon.